Welcome to PEPTalks, a patient experience podcast where we share stories of promise, our culture of connection and care. Earlier this year, Patient Experience received a copy of a letter that was written to Doctor Who by one of our own team members, Chia Ross. In this episode, you'll meet Chia, a certified registered nurse anesthetist, who felt compelled to let Doctor Who know about her own experience here receiving treatment for uterine cancer. She was amazed by how everyone showed up for her in such caring and supportive ways, and reaffirmed her commitment to delivering on the promise with her own patients.
Hello, my name is Chia Ross. I'm a certified registered nurse anesthetist here at Moffitt Cancer Center. I've only been with Moffitt a couple of years. I started in May 2020. But prior to that, I've been in healthcare since 1990. I first got my RN way back when in California with an associate's degree, and have just, been doing the going to school, going to work, raising a family, all that kind of stuff. But somehow ended up here at Moffitt. And it was, to me, very ironic or very serendipitous, because in December 28 of 2021, I was very unexpectedly diagnosed with uterine cancer. You can imagine, after I heard the cancer word, and even though I have been healthcare for 30 years, everything just kind of goes blank. So I think I remember getting in my car, calling my husband, and I told him, and just long silence, and I can hear him weeping. And I just drove home crying. I didn't know what to do. We just sort of kind of held each other. And then I said, okay, it's the next day. I'm just going to go to work. I don't quite know what to do with this yet or who to tell. So I just went to work. And I just remember that morning walking out. I was dressed. I did all the normal things I do, but just felt different. Like I just saw everybody's faces, the usual good mornings. How are you? Hey, how is blah, blah, your day off? Fine. Everything was fine. But it wasn't fine. I called my chief and I went into his office and I'm like, I have cancer. And then as soon as I said that, the tears started. Everything was just like I said it out loud to somebody. And my chiefs, I have 3, Joshua Pileggi and Mark Hanna were in there. My big chief is Ryan Edrup, and it was his day off that day. But when I told these 2 guys, not really, I don't know, they're guys, and I have uterine cancer. And they're like, what I didn't know what to expect. I just said, I have cancer. I have no idea what I need to do. But I'm here today. And they, gosh, they just embraced me. They consoled me. They just told me it was going to be okay. I think they actually said, don't worry, we got you. This is what we do. I can't say enough about my chiefs. They were so compassionate. They were just above and beyond whatever you need. I understand. I can't say enough about them. And I was so grateful because I felt like I was really lost. I was sort of meandering. There was no plan. There was no plan. But then they gave me some direction. And 2 weeks later, I am prepping for surgery. When I met with Dr. Hoffman that Wednesday, he said, okay, let's schedule surgery because getting it scheduled is hard. Okay, we got it scheduled. But that means let's get you into PAT, which is pre-anesthesia, like assessment testing to get all my lab work done and so forth. Other person I have to mention in PAT, aside from everybody that was extra kind, is Miriam. And I remember her especially because when I started at Moffitt back in May of 2020, Miriam worked at the holding, and I'm a new CRNA trying to figure out where to go, just being a new employee, like, where is the Pyxis machine over here? Where is blah, blah. Miriam was super kind. She took me under her wing and took care of me. So when I was at PAT, Miriam and I made eye contact, like, what are you doing here? Kind of a thing. She saw me, like she saw me. And she saw how scared I was. And she just maybe realized that I just needed a little extra care at that point because all of this was so foreign, being on the other side of the counter. Miriam said, "You're going to be okay. We're going to carry you through this process." I can't walk away without talking about LaCoria Davis. Okay, LaCoria Davis is an anesthesia tech in my department. She is just a wonderful human being to start with. When I told LaCoria Davis, I said, "LaCoria, I'm not going to be here for a minute because I'm going to have surgery." And I told her, she immediately she said, "I don't care if you need a loaf of bread or you need your shoes tied. You are gonna call me because I will be there for you. This is what I do. I will be there for you." I could tell she really meant it. And it was genuine. And I know that that is the way she will take care of everybody under her care. And I thought, how lucky am I to work with this woman? And how lucky is Moffitt to have had her for so many years. So, ironically, maybe about a month or so before the whole diagnosis happened, I took a Zoom Promise class. I just thought, wow, the whole promise of just eye care and making a difference and the commitment that we make and the service that we provide and the excellence that we strive for and recognizing not only the patient but the family as well, like all of it just resonated with me. So then when I personally went through my experience, and I think that's really why I wrote Dr. Who the letter. Somebody needs to know how wonderful this place is. So I sat at my computer desk that morning and I wanted to tie it into the promise because I wanted to tell him that I took that training thinking, wow, this would be so good for our patients. I didn't realize I was going to be the recipient. And I wanted to pledge to him that I myself promise to convey all the learning that we had done because that promise training really works. And the people who provide it make such an impact on their patients because those things made an impact on me and how I walked away feeling cared for and relieved in our most vulnerable, lost time. For anyone, but even for somebody in healthcare who didn't know. And the people who exhibited all those aspects of promise made me want to promise to him that I too, I'm in. Like, I am in. Put me in, coach. I am in. I will execute it just the way it was meant to be. And I think that's why I just wrote that letter.
We asked Chia to share with us a part of her letter to Dr. Who.
Dr. Who, when I started working at Moffitt, I felt a difference in the culture from other institutions I had worked at. A really good difference, a difference truly focused on patient care, a difference I wanted to be a part of. And now I know I was meant to work at Moffitt. I know that I will be a better provider because of this experience. I know that we make a difference by the attitude we choose to share, and our patients deserve no less in their time of need. Because we have the ability to make the most vulnerable time in a person's life that much easier, that much more comfortable, and that much more meaningful. I am so grateful that you allow this type of culture and that the people that work for you are so amazing. The processes of this organization really work. I am going back to work today, and I just needed you to know, I promise I am all in with Moffitt. Thank you. Thank you so very much. You really make a difference in people's lives.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you'll join us for our next episode of PEPTalks. Until then, keep living the promise.